Marshall and Brewer, the two guys averaging double figures for them.
Brewer's been hurt. I don't know what his status will be. We've heard conflicting things of whether he's going to try and play. He's hurt, may try to play through it. He has not played the last 2 games.
And they got Johnson back a couple of weeks ago, I think, right? Have they been playing some of their best basketball with him back on the floor?
Yeah, it seems like he made a difference. You know, he came back and then he started to play again. He's more of like a setup guy that kind of organizes them. They don't have a lot of primary ball handlers. He's kind of the one primary ball handler. So, you know, he just played 37 or 38 minutes, I think, against St. Louis. Like, so he's out there to run the show. You know, Marshall's been shooting the heck out of the ball, and when they've been good, he's been good. You know, it really kind of goes hand in hand. Like, he's making shots and he's flowing, and he's scoring the ball and making tough shots. You know, they seem to be playing better. So, you know, we got to make sure that we're doing a really good job on those guards. And then, you know, they got other good pieces. Rob Dockery's transfer from Texas A&M is actually a guy that we were going to try and go pretty hard after at Bryant. That's playing there and playing really well, and you know, kind of one of those guys, kind of like our guys, like those mismatch wing forwards, can handle the ball, can shoot the ball, rebounds the ball, can post up smaller guys, can score on the perimeter. So, you know, they have good talent. They're tough. They're really tough. I mean, that final score the other night against St. Louis is not indicative of what that game was. It was a 6-point game with like 7.5 to go, and then St. Louis does what they do, and they made 4 straight threes off 4 stops to blow the game kind of open to 18, and I think there was a free throw, and then they hit another 3 to push it to 20, and then it was, you know, 20 from there. So, but that really was a single-digit game for probably 30 to 32 minutes of that game.
I know it's not your next game, but do you have a little bit more of an appreciation for the way the city and your program kind of embraces the rivalry with the Spiders as you head over there on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you know that's what you want. You want to be again, for me, it's those local games, local rivalries are always important. You know, so yeah, we're certainly focused on LaSalle right now, but you know, just in general, you know, those types of games, there's something about you know, being able to go over there the night before, hop in a car, hop in a van, go over and shoot, you know, come back, sleep in your own bed, get up, you know, get on the bus, and it's, you know, 15, 20 minutes away, you know, get off the bus, play the game, and be back in your own bed. You know, it's yeah, those city games are always fun to me. And obviously, part of my childhood is a major part of my childhood is city games. You know, but everywhere I've been, you know, whether it was at Manhattan, the Manhattan-Fordham game was a big deal. Niagara, all those games up in Buffalo, the Western New York games were a big deal. Even in Rhode Island, you know, we got to play URI and Brown Providence wouldn't play us, but you know, we got Brown and we got URI. You know, those games just meant something to the people around us. So, but for us, all these games are big and they're all important, and there's an intensity to all of them in conference play.
Do you have any fun LaSalle memories over the years at all, and any emotions for you personally, just making a trip to Philly?
LaSalle specifically, I don't know if there's any specific LaSalle memories. My freshman year, Marvin O'Connor had 18 points in a minute to end the game. Literally 18 points in a minute. But I mean, you know, I've always had such respect for LaSalle. You know, Speedy Morris coached there a long time. You know, his family is very close with us, and it'll be nice to see him and see his sons Keith and Chris, and you know, they're like family. They're part of that whole connection there. You know, obviously Coach Dunphy, Coach Mahalik, who I work for at Niagara's on that staff, and actually last night I was sitting there, the game was on, the football game was on, they were watching the football game, I was watching some LaSalle film, and Megan said something to me about Coach Mahalik, and literally, I mean, she said that to me at probably 8:40 or 8:41. At 8:43, a text message popped up from Coach Mahalik. That's probably the biggest connection for me going there. Obviously going back home and the whole deal, but he meant so much to my career. You know, and me as a coach, me as a father, me as a husband, like there is so much of him ingrained in me with that. So, you know, it'll be great to be there and give him a big hug, you know, and see him. I haven't seen him in person in a while, so to see him and you know, it'd be tough competing against him, but you know, to go there and see him and give him a hug, and you know, there'll be, I'm sure, a bunch of others. I'm sure Coach Dunphy will be there. It'd be great to see him. You know, he's obviously super close to us and somebody that I, you know, rely on as a mentor. And yeah, there'll be a lot of friendly faces. I'm sure of that. So, but not a lot of specific to the sound memories, I don't think, that I can think of.
So that's 18 points in a minute. Lazar's missed some time, Nick's missed some time. Physically, how's the team doing at this point in the season?
Pretty good right now. Pretty good. And that, I mean, that's, you know, the best ability is availability. That's a huge piece of this right now. You know, we've been able to manage that and try to continue to manage that and practice. We're still intense in practice, but you know, trying to scale back as much as we can, and with the eye of that. You know, it's why we were a little lighter this weekend. You know, we were always going to be off yesterday. Saturday was a little more of a mental day than a physical day for that purpose. Like, we need to be fresh for these last 6 regular season games, I think it is. You know, and then the tournament. Like, we have to be physically and mentally fresh for each of those game nights.
Thank you, Phil.
Appreciate you guys.
18